quality of the energies that are coming up, and you can reduce them. And we have a slide coming up a little later on. We're not there yet, but since I'm on a roll, we're going to talk about it now. And when the slide comes up, it'll just be a quick reminder. This is why I like Feng Shui astrology, house astrology, way better than regular astrology. Why? Regular astrology, whether it's Chinese or Ayurvedic or Western astrology, it provides very wonderful information, and sometimes that information is very comforting. That's a good thing. I like having my astrology chart read. But bigger than that, better than that, I like knowing my house astrology, because when I can see trends that are not going to serve me as well, I can make some really small decorative changes in my house, such as moving a few accessories that I already have to reduce the energies. Or when I see trends that are really, really good coming up, then I can move an accessory or two in order to enhance those energies. And isn't that the point? Yes, it is. So here we go. Let's talk about law of attraction again versus Mother Nature. And Mother Nature always wins. And I think it's really kind of funny that I used Sweet Einstein, who I'd like to meet when I'm dead, by the way, along with many others, Newton and Joseph Campbell, to name a few, so we can get to know each other a little bit. I love his hairdo. And the reason why intention and intuition do not work with your Feng Shui all the time is simply this. You, me, everybody isn't always in their best personal power. You know, some days we wake up on the right side of the bed, we're going to conquer the world and all systems go, and our power of manifestation, we can conquer anything. And sometimes we can't. It's just the way it is. Maybe we're having a bad astrological cycle or something like that. There's another issue why sometimes we can't. And this goes back to Feng Shui storms. And living in South Florida, I like to use hurricanes, and I've been through many of them, as a perfect example. What happens when the weather girl, we're watching the TV and the weather girl says, "Ooh, we're having a hurricane coming and it's going to go here, there, or whatever." Well, what is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is to board. If you're smart, you should board up, right? Because if a natural law is coming, Feng Shui is natural law, if a hurricane is coming, or a tornado is coming, or a cold front is coming, or whatever it is, there is nothing you can do to change it. It is going to happen. Now, I believe that one day our hearts and our spirits will be unified enough where our collective consciousness can send a hurricane out to sea. I pray that one day that can happen. But right now, man energy is not strong enough to do that. So the choice is, if we board up conceptually, when bad Feng Shui cycles are happening, with moving a few accessories or protecting ourselves before we move in by painting certain colors on our walls, or even making sure that our beds are facing certain directions or our desks are facing certain directions, then we've protected ourselves and we have harnessed energy. We've maximized it to our fullest potential, which gets me to another point which Sweet Einstein shared with us. There is no such thing as a Feng Shui cure. Reduce bad energies. That's what house astrology and Feng Shui can do. It can enhance good energies when they're coming, and every house has both. Every house has yin and yang. Every cycle has both. With the beautiful falling snow, there's also a blizzard. With the sunshine, you can also die of heat because you're too hot. With yin, there's yang. So every aspect of earth energy has both good and bad energies. And real Feng Shui enables you to maximize the good juice and open up the windows when it's a beautiful sunny day and protect yourself when those feng shui storms are coming. Hope everybody's having fun here. I can't really see what's going on, so let me wave at you. Hello! I wish I could see in your eyes. Okay, here we've already talked about this, the difference between astrology and Feng Shui House Astrology. And with House Astrology, I'm going to teach you about your Natal Flying Stars, which is one layer of the real Bagua, as well as the energies that are always changing. So I'm going to do that as well. Okay, so, and I'm about to start. Here we go. We've got the four most important aspects of real feng shui. These are your elements. Excuse me, I don't want to use that word elements because it could be confusing. Your layers, your aspects of your personal success map. And I didn't mention this before, when I was talking about the one-size-fits-all Bagua. There's over 2,000 Bagua maps based upon all the layers and combination that I'm going to show you, and only one is specific to your home, and it's pretty easy to understand, at least the way I explain it. I've been in feng shui classes. I've studied with all the international masters, any of them that I could get my hands on, as I was teaching in these international feng shui conferences. And if I didn't know something, I made sure I went to study with these masters afterwards, because I wanted to make sure that I keep learning and learn as much as I can in order to share with you. So here's the 4 layers. We're going to talk about the life aspirations, your best directions used in furniture location, the Natal Flying Stars in your house astrology, which is good for furniture placement and colors, and your house astrology. So we're going to start. Uh-oh, did I have this? Yes, I do. We're going to start with the easiest one first, and we're going to work into the hardest one. And pushing this technology as far as I can go, not only with the webcam and the PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to show you, whee, look how cool this is. I'm going to show you that on my website and on the PowerPoint presentation, anytime I give you a link, it's a link that you'll be able to go to afterwards. And I promise you that I will send you the PowerPoint presentation afterwards so you can take advantage of everything that I'm showing you today. But this link goes to this page, and I am just going to hide that so you can't see. Oh, okay. So to get your best and your work, there you go. To get your best and I got a lot of stuff open here, and I'm doing a lot of streaming, so my web pages are a little slow. So what you can do to get your birth energies and your best directions for free, all you need to do, and I'll explain how this works in a minute, is type in your name. Ooh, Jami. Need my glasses. I am a woman. I was born in 1956. Oh, I think I need my glasses there. 1956. By the way, don't I look good? Don't I look good? Okay, here you go. So you submit. And here, while it's coming up, a graphic, it will come up here, and it will show you your best and worst directions. So here it is, my best direction. If you'll see it, then I've got little smiley faces here. My best direction is the northwest. My second best direction is the southwest, the third best, and so on. Now, I want to just tell you, let me see if I can do this where you can still see. No. Well, what I want to tell you is about your best directions, and you can get them anytime on my website, and it'll show you the important thing. I'm just going to move this over so you can see what I'm going to explain to you. You'll notice on these complementary pages that all of the Bagua energies are facing north. You see that? But here's the tip. Let me move that over so you can see me. You must spin this chart. Let's pretend your house faces east, okay? Let me get this in the webcam. Steady as she goes. So the webcam, so if your house faces east, and if all of the personal maps, your best directions, are facing north, you need to then spin your best direction chart according to the orientation that your house is facing. That is probably the most important tip I'm going to give you. Well, not really, because everyone I think is important because they keep on building on each other, but please know that. And I was going to tell you something else. Oh, yes, about good directions and bad directions. Very, very important. Everyone's got 4 good ones. Everyone's got 4 bad ones. This information is called your qua information, and it not only gives you your best directions, but it also talks about physical dispositions and your attitudes and the way you think and your body style. But that's a little bit more advanced, and I don't really want to get into that, but that's some of the secrets that I know that when I do a Feng Shui consultation for someone, that really allows me to see who had a sickness, who was having job troubles, who was having problems with their kids, what child is not doing well in school, for example, based upon these 4 these 4 good directions and 4 bad directions. Now, how do you use these? It is, I'm going to leave that there so you can see mine. How do you use these? It is so easy. Sit with your desk chair. The west, as you see, is one of my 4 good directions. So based upon the orientation of my architecture, I am facing the west because it works with the architecture and it works with the layout of the house and so on. And sleep with your head pointing. Now, before you ask me, but I sleep on my stomach, will I sleep on my side? Your head, your crown chakra, can still be pointing toward one of your good directions. Now, there are more advanced techniques if you and your husband are different, but we can talk about that on another day, okay? So the first layer is your best directions, and we've already talked about that. And now seems like a good time that you guys already know that you're getting a vibe that you know what I'm talking about. I just want to introduce myself a little bit before we do the other 4 layers, and we'll just power through all these because a lot of people, you know, I've been building a house and I've been kind of rebuilding my website. I hope you have an opportunity to go play on there. There's lots of complimentary goodies for you, and I'm always adding new videos and new stuff for you. But I want to remind you about who I am. In 1995, and we'll do this really quick. In 1995, my first book came out. I'm very proud to say it became a Book of the Month Club feature. And here happens to be Deepak Chopra's beautiful testimonial and from the Feng Shui conference. And you saw Grandmaster Lin Young's blessing a while ago. I've got a video, and you can actually watch little clips of the video on my website as well with my interview with Grandmaster Lin Young, who also had lovely things to say. Here's the Essence of Feng Shui book that has a beautiful blessing from him. This was written in I can't keep track. I'm just popping back. I lost the Feng Shui anthology, but it's in here somewhere. Maybe I deleted it in the PowerPoint presentation, but I compiled over 40 Feng Shui experts in an anthology, and that is also available as well. Here's the Essence of Feng Shui book about Feng Shui and aromatherapy, also one of my favorite things. And if you haven't noticed, and as you get to know me, I can't help but share my passions, because if I'm interested in something, I have to go for it, and that's how the essence and the aromatherapy feng shui came out. Here is my master certification program, about.com, wrote a beautiful testimonial on it. I'm just powering through these, and here's my new award-winning book called Color Alchemy. And I don't know if you know Horst Rockelbacher, but I'm very honored to have his beautiful testimonial, because he's the founder of Aveda, and I had the good fortune of meeting him and learning from him as well, because skincare is also one of my passions. So I just want you to see a few pictures of people that I've played with. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because there's so many other layers I want to share with you. Here's Horst. Here's Grandmaster Yap Shanghai. He is Lillian Tu's teacher. For those of you who don't know, I've learned most of these upper layers of feng shui that I'm sharing with you from him. Here's Grandmaster Lin Yang, and as part of clips from my video, my dear friend James Moser, International Feng Shui Conference and Feng Shui Warehouse, who passed away about 2 years ago, but he still comes to visit. I'm so grateful to know. Here's Jess Lim and Grandmaster Lin Yang again over here, Raymond Lowe. Here I am karaokeing with Lillian Tu. Jess Lim up here, and I saved Stephen Skinner for last. His first book came out in 1977. Wow, isn't that amazing? And if I could do a feng shui mind meld with somebody, or a mind meld with anybody on any metaphysical or mystical subjects or cosmological or subjects, I would love it to be him. And as I mentioned before, everything I practice that I share with you, I practice on myself. And here's a house we just built. I'm sitting, if you'll notice, you can see the cursor right there. I'm sitting right there. There's my balcony right over there, and these were the before shots, and there's more pictures of the house on my website, but I designed it, every single inch of it, based upon my personal success map. And this is why it's so valuable to have it. I would not attempt to build a house from scratch, make a financial investment on a house or an apartment or an office without knowing where all these energies were and whether they would support me or not. It's just, you're talking about making financial decisions that can alter your life in such profound ways, that to not know where the energies are. And I guess I can get on a little soapbox here because I have my eyeball as an audience. I wish I could see your faces, by the way, and see if you're smiling. People often call me to feng shui them after they've moved in, and they're moving in like in 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. And it would be so much more valuable for them if they allowed me to see their floor plans, the prospective floor plans, even if it's just a rental, before you move in, because you can, and I have a video on one of my websites that says, be smart from the start, which explains, again, more in detail, the difference between an eastern-facing house and a western-facing house and a northeast and so on, in order for you to really see the difference. Anyway, we're almost done with this section here. I've been featured in all these magazines, and I've taught all over the world, and I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I can keep going and going and going. Item number 2. Let's talk about your life aspirations. And these, my friends, I like to call them the icing on the cake. After you're orienting your furniture according to your best directions and your flying stars and so on, and again, remember, I'm starting with the easier layers for you to understand first, so you can remember to turn the energies according to the way your house is facing. So I like to call these the decorative symbols. This is the way I like to decorate my house, not including furniture placement, that is your natal flying stars, not the colors that you paint on the walls or the main colors of the areas. That is also your natal flying stars. But these are the symbols that are symbolic to you. These are the ones that you're looking at all the time, that surround you in every moment. And every accessory in your home should have a story. And the story that it should have is a good one. I got this with my beloved, and we're living happily ever after, as compared to, I got this with this guy I was dating 2 years ago, and we broke up, and it was really icky, and that artwork is still there, for example. Those are the items that you need to get rid of. And what I highly recommend that you do is to go through your house item by item, artwork by artwork, and start looking around and making sure that every accessory tells a beautiful story. And if it doesn't tell a beautiful story, I would say no mercy to it. I don't know why this came up for me. Again, I'm just streaming. I don't know how many times I go to single women's homes and they say how much they would love to find a husband or a beloved or a partner to play with, and you walk